And we are live. Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's been a while since I did like a live stream or live interview here in YouTube. As you all know, I also do a lot of it now in Kumu, but this is again another place where it all started. And I am grateful that because of this channel, someone found me, and finally, we're going to be having this interview today. So I'd like to first give a shout out to Podcast Assistants for making this possible. And I'd like to introduce to you a special guest that we have here. He is the author of Gimo and the Aswang Clan. All right. I hope I said that correctly. Please welcome Andrew Jalbuena Pasaporte. Hello, hello.
Hi guys, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm good. And hope everyone is safe right now. I know there's a storm coming, or there's a storm right now, so everyone keep safe, please. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, Gimo Jr. and the Aswang Clan. Wow, that's a wonderful book. That seems like to be a wonderful book.
yeah.
I hope that the power goes back there. By the way, I'm using a ring light, so that's why I decided to turn it off. So, yeah. And I like the purple lighting over there. Wonderful, wonderful. So, yeah. So we're just going to be having this quick interview, just to get to know more Andrew and maybe a little bit about like the book. So, okay, so I hope you're doing well. So I am going to begin this interview by asking you, can you introduce and tell us something about yourself? You could include like, your favorite books, the things that you do outside of writing, and anything else that you are, willing to share.
All right, guys. So again, my name is Andrew. It's Andrew Jalbuena Pasaporte. That's my full name. I'm using that as my author name, but you can call me Drew or Tito Drew, Kuya Drew. Um, my first book is a middle grade book. I've always loved children's books since I was a kid until I became an adult. It's always been like a dream of mine to write a children's book. I tried writing purely a children's book with poetry and even enrolled in classes for drawing just so to try if I could do it. But after maybe a year, 8 months to a year, I quit it because I, I don't think I have the chops to actually create a children's book. So I shifted, and I think I can do it with like a middle grade, like something for kids, longer, something for kids and to enjoy. And that's how I got into writing this middle grade novel, Gimo Jr. and the Aswang Clan. Um, I am a podcast producer since 2015. Um, I produce a tech show based in the US, based in Colorado. It's called Killer Innovations with Phil McKinney. Phil McKinney is the former CTO of HP, and he has a show running even before 2015. So it's the longest running produced podcast maybe in US history. It's been going on for a while. Then I took over as producer. And then just recently, I am now employed as a marketing lead for a Filipino startup. Yeah, so that's it.
Wow, those are awesome things. Great to hear like a mixture of like corporate and like the creative side.
Yeah, I
You
know,
know,
right?
like it's beautiful. I'm amazed when I hear that.
Yeah.
And you did mention about like you were into children's books, you even took workshops in writing children's books, and so that's what got you into like writing middle grade. So any other things that what got you into writing like middle grade novels? Were you also into like because like there's like children's books, then middle grade or preteen, and then young adult or teen.
Right.
So like aside from those reasons you mentioned you've always loved reading children's books, you've taken workshops, and that's what like fascinated you in getting into it. Like, were you into say, were you reading a lot of, were you into like any other reasons basically that got you anything aside from the things that you've mentioned?
Right. So, yeah. So I mentioned like I like read. I like reading children's books. Started when I was a kid. I like Dr. Seuss. It's like all those children's books when I was a kid. Our school library was full of these books, and I really loved them. And then maybe that took a back seat, but it's still in the back of my mind that I really wanted to create one or write one. But last 20, on 2121, I was kind of bored, so I enrolled in a like I said, I enrolled in a drawing class or a illustration class just to like test myself if I could do it. And then I enrolled in another class, which was like art and child psychology. And in that class, the professor asked me, because I was the oldest in class, asked me if there was something that happened to me previously that actually stopped me from pursuing art or being creative. And I believe there was something there that triggered me. When I was in grade 3 or 2 or second grade, there was a teacher who called my parents to school and told them that to stop drawing, stop everything, because I was disrupting the class. I was drawing cartoons or comic strips in class, and that particular teacher called my parents in and told me that I was disrupting the class because I was drawing. And I think that really like stopped me or like so when I remembered that in 2021 I was triggered, and that's how I started writing again and started writing Gimo. That's how it
Mm,
started actually.
oh, I
Yeah.
see. That's wonderful. And
Yeah, and aside from that, I still read books, um, but not a lot of reading, mostly visual. So I
mhm.
was a lot into graphic novels. I
Mm,
had a lot
oh,
of those. Yeah.
I see. Right. Okay. Yeah, I've yet to get into a lot more graphic novels, honestly. But let's say hello to SB Canas. Hello. She's giving a lot of heart emojis. Hello.
Right. I
Uh, okay. So let's proceed now to like the next question. I know you mentioned like you're into graphic novels. That's what kind of more of like children's books. But were you into like fantasy novels? Did you enjoy fantasy when you were younger?
when I was younger, yes, but the themes then were like a little bit simpler. I didn't go into like fantasy, like adult fantasy, not adult
Mhm,
adult fantasy, um like more mature fantasy like themes, just like
mhm.
those simple ones, like the fantastical ones. Yeah, for sure.
Right, practical ones. Like, is it okay if you could give an example?
Uh, yeah, I read a lot of Harry Potter.
Hmm.
That's an example.
Yeah, I think Lord of the Rings is the one the example of like the more deeper kind of
Yeah,
fantasy.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't read it myself,
I've
so
read it when I was a kid. Yeah,
oh, you've read Lord of the Rings
yeah.
too.
Tolkien.
Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah, that's cool. And are there any authors that inspired you to write like middle grade fiction?
Yes, actually. Yeah, I read a lot of anthologies and all those. Like, I even read Sweet Valley High for some
Mm,
reason. Yeah, and also like yeah, like I mentioned with previous interviews, like I like Goosebumps. You
mm,
the one that basta
the 60 something.
they're like the yeah the version of
The
Are You
thin
Afraid
one.
of the Dark? Yeah, the other thin ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. So
Mm,
that's basically what my mind was at when I was writing Gimo.
oh,
Yeah.
interesting. It's really cool. And speaking of Gimo, what should readers expect in your book, Gimo Jr. and the Aswang Clan?
Uh, yeah, a lot of
Like
like
in general.
yeah, light humor. A lot of pop reference actually. You'd be surprised
Oh,
to find out there are a lot of pop references there. Yeah, and I would think that not only will the kids love it, maybe their parents too, because a lot of the pop references are from an older generation. So
is that like Filipino or more of like westernized pop references?
Filipino, Filipino.
Filipino. Oh, interesting. Okay. Like, is it? Oh no, I might spoil it if I ask. So okay, and then though from what I'm basing on the title, um, I'm seeing that it is like an Aswang clan. So this like question popped into my head. Do you have like a favorite Philippine mythology character or
Philippine
creature?
mythology character. Yeah, of course. Yeah, one of these is Gimo, or where the name Gimo Jr. comes from, which is Teniente Gimo, which is one of the like it was an urban legend of Filipino folklore.
Mm.
He's like an Aswang chieftain.
Oh,
Yeah, in the Western Visayas region. So yeah,
ooh,
so
that's
if the older generation know about Gimo, and now I'm bringing this particular character to a younger audience. That's why there's Gimo Jr. I don't know if you're familiar with. I think it's a show called Disney Descendants. Was
fun.
it
Uh,
Descendants?
I haven't watched the show, but I have the book.
Yeah, these are kids of popular or like infamous villains, right? Disney villains.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you can just base on that, you'll find out what you get a hint what Gimo Junior is.
Mm, interesting.
Mhm.
That's really cool. And I really love the fact that there was like a lot more Philippine mythology references now in relation to like middle grade fiction. I mean, I do read some of it right now. I also read, if you're familiar with Moy Moy Lugong Boy by Segundo Matias, he's also one of the authors that I like. And I'm so happy that there's more people or more stories like
Yeah, we
yours
need we
that
need more people to actually write for the kids, like bring Filipino culture onto the kids.
are really wonderful.
Mhm.
And speaking of like, since we mentioned about like age groups and all that earlier, are you open in writing novels for like other age groups, like young adult or teens and like adults as well?
Yeah, I'm open, but right now I'm just gonna focus on doing something for kids. I mean, that's what I love to do.
Hmm. All right. And speaking of like, is Gimo Jr. and the Aswang Clan going to be a series or is it a standalone?
When I wrote it, I never thought of like a series.
Ah,
Yeah, it is a standalone. I hope it can stand alone, but yeah, yeah.
okay, cool. And if you wouldn't mind, hopefully it's not spoilery. And if you, of course, you can reveal it. Do you have any plans for your next project? What else do you want to write about?
Right, because I'm doing a lot of things right now, but I'm actually done with um, a manuscript for my second book. It's not,
Ooh,
yeah, it's totally kind of related to Gimo Jr., but it's not. It's more
mhm.
of a collection of short stories.
Oh,
And yeah, just in the process of maybe like reviewing it and editing and maybe finding a publisher for it. But yeah, I'm actually done with that manuscript as well. So let's
oh,
see.
pure college. Wow,
Mhm.
cool. That's amazing. It's really amazing. Yeah, then I guess maybe we would have an idea about like what are the other things that you can write about or you would like to write about, of course.
Mhm.
So yes, oh my gosh, wow, time does fly so fast. 'Cause I think those are like pretty much my questions, and really wonderful. It's been amazing speaking with you. So yes, I guess just to like wrap it up, um, can you plug in any like a gig or event or social media accounts, as well as I know that there is going to be an upcoming event as well on the 2nd of June. Maybe you can share to our audiences.
Right. Again, thank you, Louise, for agreeing to me for come to your show. Thank you so much. Yeah. Gimo Jr. and the Aswang Clan will be available at the Philippine Book Festival on June 2 to 4 at the World Trade Center. So you can catch the book there. Yeah, so that's it. So maybe you can also follow me on my socials. Maybe Luis, I'm not really sure what they are. I forgot what they are, but look for Andrew Jalbuena Pasaporte and probably you can um, message me, follow. That's it.
That is wonderful. So yes, gosh. Well, yes. So we're looking forward to read your book. Hopefully, I love it, and everybody else who's going to pick it up will love it, of course.
Yeah,
And I wish you all the best in your writing career. Thank you again so much for
thank you too.
extending your invitation for me to be able to do this. It's an honor for me to um, like interview people, interview authors is also part of my dream as well as a comic creator. It's an honor. It's an honor always when I get to speak to them. And here's Shella. Hello, Shella. Hi. Let's show her comment. Hello, face red heart shape.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
like
much.
I think it's like that emoji. Thank you, thank you. And folks, you can check out social media for the details of the event, and hopefully you get to also support Andrew's endeavors, writing
Yeah, and
endeavors.
all
Really
local
cool.
books. I mean, please
Yeah,
come and see all those local books.
support Filipino content creators in different fields, whether it's writing, performing,
Yeah.
um, social media. Let's support the Philippines. Let's empower ourselves.
Yep.
That's what I'm all about in this channel, like empowering, different people. Basically, we should be empowered, because we deserve it. So yes. Well, you can also follow me on my social media accounts. I think I've already placed it down there in the description box. And yes, thank you so much again for your time. Again, Andrew, thank you again, our podcast assistants, for making this possible. And as always, thank you so much for watching. For those of y'all who are watching, to our 5,000 viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Let us continue seeking for wisdom. Always be thankful. And would you like to do this with me? I don't know if you've seen my videos. Like I'm doing this outro. Okay. Unleash the reader in you. I wish you did it, but it's okay. All right. Thank
Unleash
you.
the
Thank
reader in
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you. Bye. Ending
Bye,
in
guys.
three, two, one.